Hi, my name is Guillaume Ang. I'm super excited to start a new show today named Flow States. Flow State is all about reviewing flows, sign-up flows, conversion flows that are available online, in the website that we use and love. And there is few reasons why we're doing that. The first one being that's kind of my genuine interest. And I've been reviewing these flows and learning from the best companies in the market, how they get customers from an awareness point to a point of conversion and a point of interest. And so I'm genuinely doing that on a weekly basis, and I thought I'd just do it for more people. Maybe more people are interested. The second thing is I'm the CEO of a company named Upflowy. Upflowy is a no-code engine to enable any company to create amazing sign-up experiences that we can sign up flows, anything from a call to action to actually becoming a lead or a user. And so that's our company here. And in order to deliver the best value to our users, we figured out that the best way we could do it is by learning a lot from the market and from the best. Most companies don't have teams of engineers that are only working on the sign-up flow, while some others do, and we want to learn from them. We want to learn from the experimentation, and we want to share that with anyone that is trying to solve the same issues. And the first company we've chosen to review is named Aircall. So before I dive into looking for them on internet, I want really to share my full experience as someone that would be interested in the service. I won't go from I don't know who they are and I discover them somewhere. I know who they are, I know what they're doing, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But basically, the principle of this flow state video is to go from an uneducated perspective to a potential user journey, and I'm going to share my impression as a normal user, but also as a marketer that really likes to dive into these kind of things. So without further ado, what will why Aircall? I think the first reason is that it's a company I've heard a lot about, right? And I've been following them for quite a while. I think they were able to massively disrupt an industry that was kind of old school, and they've done it in a way that supposedly very smart, and I think they're, in my understanding, without going to their website yet, they put forward integrations. They try to play well with the rest of the marketing space, which I always really enjoy because it means that there is place for everyone. Second thing is that from an Upflowy perspective, they are kind of a similar target market, scaling companies with sales teams, and I want to see how they approach this market. So really a personal interest in it. And so to the point of what Aircall is doing, if you haven't heard about them, I think a way to present them is that they are doing voice on IP for sales team, right? And I think that they possibly do both inbound and outbound. We'll dive into that once we're on their website, but that's it. Let's dive into it and see how it goes. The first thing I like to do when I research a service is to look at how they are targeting me, right? And so I'm not going to put a lot of information in my research regarding why I'm here, what I'm looking for. I'm just going to search for Aircall and see how the first layer of segmentation works. And so now we're not going to share my location. And so, this first search shows me something quite simple, which is that they are targeting me for Australia. Fair enough. I think, I would assume that voice systems are quite local, local providers, local habits, local rates. So I would expect that they are at least targeting me on Australia and possibly give me a specific experience for that. Then I like to look at kind of the key sections they've highlighted, and so they talk about themselves as a sales dialer software, call center system, right? So that's something I mean makes sense, but I didn't really anticipate that. And a VoIP business. So they give me kind of a wide range of things that they do already, and there is something around like this 7-day free trial, which I think could be very excited. I like the fact that they put forward what is the main call to action. We're gonna also do something else, which is retype the same query again and see whether they, like Google, come up with a difference. Yeah, so slightly different ad. Now we have no focus on VoIP for businesses, but you can manage inbound calls. So it seems that they have a wide range of offering, and they've already identified different persona, and you know, that makes me more excited to review their sign-up flow. Why? Because it means that they should cater to this different persona in the sign-up flow if they've done enough experimentation, so that they get everyone exactly the information they need. So I'm going to click on that, right? So this should lead to hopefully like a dedicated Australian landing page. It's a case, so I can see that because basically like the header obviously contains some specific URL. I can also see like the tracking codes are there with so something that looks like Australia targeting. So perfect, like they've done their job. They're redirecting me to something that was dedicated to me. And in comparison, we're also going to look at the main landing page, which is usually something on which in businesses invest a bit more. And so indeed doesn't look the same. Like obviously, like the color system is really respected, but you can already notice few key differences, like no links in the header, which is kind of typical of a CMS generated landing page, and maybe this one is very well crafted, while this one follows kind of typical block, whether it's Onbounds, Instapage, HubSpot. It's a CMS generating landing page. I think it still looks very good. I think it wouldn't be an issue for anyone. Landing on this page here, I'm going to make myself smaller in front of this beautiful website. I think it's good that this page is personalized to Australia, and typically here, Resdi, the company I love, they're using Aircall. That's a really good social proof. Amazing founders, by the way. And then a focus on integration that's more generic. So I think they've done a good job articulating two things. While on their main landing page, it doesn't think they do any personalization based on my IP. I think it's a very generic website. The phone number here is Australian, which shows that they care. But this company are not specifically Australian at all. While I think I remember seeing that these companies are actually, and so I'm not sure this company is Australian. So they might actually adapt it, but it's weird that this doesn't reflect the Australian side. So I don't know whether it's actually a personalized experience to Australia or not. Anyway, I think there is a lot of good things here. A good alternance of convincing elements and social proof. It seems that they have a wide offer, a lot of things to do for us. And I think if I was them, I would try to target and know what kind of customer is in front of them as soon as possible, and I will expect the sign-up flow to do that. Perfect, right? So now let's do something else that I think really matters in order to understand kind of the way they interpret my intention, is to look at the call to action they have on the page, right? And so we have a couple. We have the schedule a demo here, and possibly like a sign up here, right? So schedule demo will possibly be different, and then there is this form that we'll discuss in a second. Is there any other call to action here? This is not clickable. All right, so that's a third. See if Aircall can port over your guessing business phone number. All right. It seems to be different because like the information ask is different, the color is different, so it might be a very different thing. Possibly something that is valid in Australia and in other countries, and then schedule demo. So here, I think there is kind of a parity in terms of the focus on schedule demo and capturing my information to create me as a user. So maybe they don't know enough. On the landing page, the focus is really much more on the try for free, which is, I guess, the same thing than this one, and we'll have to validate that. And then the live demo is really like kind of a like secondary call to action, or almost a tertiary call to action. So it seems that they are less likely to try to engage, whether if they don't know who I am. And that's quite interesting. But the call to action at the bottom is still schedule demo, because they expect me, if I've read the whole website, to have a higher level of interest and possibly be a more valuable user for them. And that's why at the end you typically put a schedule a demo, because possibly people are looking for more answers. So I think that follows the right logic. So let's dive into what are the different flows. I think I'm going to go to the main one, the one that designed for me, the one that puts in front of me the most while clicking on the Google Ads link, and I'm going to start to comment on this specific form. So my first impression is that it's quite novel. It's not something you see a lot for different reasons. First is the safe space, and what I like about it is that it sits above the fold. What I like less about it is that first, there is a lot of information being requested. I guess it could be the essential information they need to reach out. So let's say I submit only one step of whatever form they have. This step will be the essential, and in a way they say, I don't care about your email address. What I want is your phone number. And I think I really respect that for a company that focuses on phone numbers. So let's look into it. It doesn't seem like something that someone, like a third party form. It seems like something that will be quite custom. I'm quite keen to look into that, and we could actually do that right now by inspecting the code before we dive into it. And also, not guaranteed we're gonna have an answer. It seems quite custom. It seems something like sign up form, 2 steps, right? So that might be if their own developers developing a step and then embedding it into this CMS Serenity landing page. So very interesting. So they develop their own component, right? And it means that it matters to them a lot. So I'm going to go through this step, add my names, my company name. I'm going to talk about obviously Upflowy. And then put a phone number. I honestly don't want to put my actual phone number for different reasons. One of them that this video is public, but also that I don't want us to. Maybe a good test as well to see whether they validate phone numbers, by the way. Yeah, cool. So they validate phone numbers. I think I put enough of them. Let me try something else. Something that looks like mine, but not really mine. Done. All right, so, okay, that was interesting for different reasons. The first one is that the thing you will notice is that not much has changed over there. And I'm going to show my face closer to the form to show that's what we're talking about. But the overall experience hasn't changed much. If I blinked, basically I could have missed that I've submitted something. The other thing is that I think the call to action has changed. It was written next. I don't exactly remember, but the 4 fields are exactly in the same place. And now you have new things. And only there, as they were asking for my work email, passwords are not repeated. All right. So it feels like, they have this kind of thing that they built on their own with this kind of 4 fields, sit about the fold form, but that they've kind of have to tweak to use it the way they want it. It's not perfect, right? For example, the password, no repetition can be a problem. I think, let's see how they handled it, right? But if I put the wrong password, and obviously it's blurred, so I might do a mistake here. They might lose me on that. And basically, I think they try to fit some flow into kind of a technical component, which is what we see a lot, where it's technical, engineering resource are hardly invested on Signup, and therefore marketing have to play around with what they have, and the fact that they develop something custom is already quite a lot of investments, I think, compared to a lot of other companies. Maybe not other companies of the same stage, but definitely interesting to see how they try to play around with kind of the same components. And so I'm going to start feeling that. All right. Okay. So that's a bit intense to me. There is a lot of choices. I think as soon as you have that many choices, the selector could be a search field. Also, because that's quite surprising. My own CRM is not there, and it's quite a a visible one. It's named Active Campaign, and so either they're not well enough targeted for Australia that they cover this type of integration, but I would really doubt that they don't have the integration with Active Campaign, while there are a lot of integration that don't make sense to me as a CRM. Like Typeform is not a CRM. Weather app, I don't even know where that sits. So yeah, so interesting. Like I don't think that's optimized either at all. I'm going to answer other. I'm going to put an email address here that is not going to be something that will be an issue. So let's see whether they take a Gmail address. They don't seem to care. And so now I don't let's play with this password field. I don't think they have any intense requirement around it. So I'm just going to put nothing, no digit, no special characters and so on, and see whether they take it. All right. So now I need to use lowercase. Okay. So now I'm going to adjust one number and maybe make it even shorter. Right, so I think that's a really bad design. I mean, obviously, you're constrained by a lot of things when you build this type of forms. But in this case, if I need to try different things to get to the right setup, it's definitely not ideal. So I'm going to add an 8 character, and now okay, they validated my password. And all right, so that's cool. I'm going to put another one. I have this company that is more of a consulting company, and I'm going to try that out. Amazing. So now it seems that what's happening is that they are redirecting me to an app. All right, it seemed like it, but I'm actually back to kind of the main website. And they send me an email to validate, and then whatever comes next, right? So that's interesting. It's not bad. I think they want to validate my email. The funny part is that they didn't ask my email in the first place. So if I was troubled with the second step, which wasn't super optimized, then they could have lost this possibility of interaction. I guess I would have just given me a call. But where I see kind of a potential optimization is that you mainly want to spend your sales team call time on the people you think you can convert. If you know that you're not going to convert someone, then you shouldn't call them. And typically here they didn't ask me anything about myself, about my intention, about the type of product, while they seem to have a lot of personas they target. So I think there is room for optimization here. That being said, a very neat experience like the 2-step flow, and now it goes to my email address. Fair, right? So I think overall it's a good experience. I think there is room for optimization. Now I want actually to try kind of the other side, and so I'm going to help to this main website and give a first of all try if this one so okay, let's stop here. In the first step that we saw in the first mini page, they didn't ask for my work email instantly. Here they ask it in the first place. So that's interesting. What changes the approach here? How do they think about asking the email first or second? It definitely shows less focus on the phone number, which was a fun kind of addition and a fun novelty. So I'm going to type something help here at lead.io. Try for free and see where they take me. Okay. All right. So they take me to the same components, and this time the question are I think our theory of them having a kind of one internally developed form that they try to use is accurate. I think it still works, but I think it shows that they could, if they were investing more on that, possibly have a smoother experience, something that's more dedicated to each flow. And now I'm pretty sure I'm back in the same experience. I'm just going to play with it again to see where they take me. Phone number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe they want 3. I think that should work. Maybe one more. Same mistake. Done. And now, okay, they already have my email address. I wonder, like, did they capture and will they retarget me based on the first email? It was kind of a test. It looked like an experimentation to me. It would be good that, to see whether they use something like optimizely. We'll look quickly at that stack in a minute. Number of users, CRM, and I'm not going even to try it. I'm pretty sure it goes to the same page. So I'm going to come back and finally try the demo flow and see how it goes. And boom, same form again, same experience above the fold. Single page, like doesn't slide. It's kind of a very full experience. I really like the way they've designed the page, like with very little information. Some companies just choose to remove all this kind of noise. You don't want people to leave a funnel where they've started it. I think that's another optimization they could be looking at. I like the social proof. I like the fact people cannot scroll. And then I'm basically engaging the same process here. I'm going to try another email address. That could make sense. That doesn't make much sense. And my phone number again. I'm not going to make the same mistake 3 times. Other number of users. Actually, you know what? I'm going to select a CRM just to see if it changes anything in the next step. I'm going to use front this time. And then, okay, the call to action is different. I'm also only agreeing now to the term and condition, which means that they might not be able to reach out to me on the first call to action because, they've only captured my email, but without asking me anything. So I'm not sure that I've agreed for them to reach out to me. And then now I'm choosing a time. And what's happening here? All right, interesting. So it seems that, they're going to be loading a calendar, and it seems to be Chili Piper. Yeah. Chili Piper, amazing tool, highly recommended, super flexible. We love the options. We love the way they do round robin for assignments of calls, and we love the way they can embed direct buttons to book a call inside email. I think that's really cool. I invite you to look at them as well. I love the fact that Aircall shows up kind of this type of integrations because that's what they seem to be about. In the landing page, we're talking a lot about integration, and here they show that they're using this integration. I love it, and I love the fact that I think they let Chili Piper shine through that. And then I could book a time with them. I'm not going to go further. I think it's a great experience. It's a good flow for a booking. I would want to see where it goes. It goes nowhere. So I've exited, and I'm landing on this no demo page that doesn't work because of this noise here. It's not great, not the best, but not the worst either. I think we understand the intent, and then I can go back to the page. So overall, I think I'm very happy to have done this review. So it's a review that basically leads me to opening my email and then entering their website and their app. I might do that later. For today, I think it's a good review already. We've dived into the thing that matters to us, is that what is the first point of contact? What is the first experience you get with users? And what do you tell them? How do you onboard them? And how technicalities let you enhance or degrade this experience. Most people see that as a frustration and an obstacle. Some companies overpower it, and it looks amazing, and you're happy to be in the onboarding and the sign up flow. So it's really something where there is a lot of variation, and that's why we're doing this flow state new series, which I hope you have enjoyed today, that maybe you'll come back to later. And we'll aim at releasing new videos every single week, and possibly even more, a couple of times every week if you really see some value in it. Please share in the comments everything that you think I should do better, flow that I should review, and I'll gladly try to answer all of them, and at least I will read all of them. Thanks a lot. Keep learning every day. Have a great day. Bye.